And we're back here once again with another episode of the Iron Man podcast, episode 520. It's going to be another rendition of Sunday Funday, CBC, not BBC, CBC, which stands for Comic Book Club. I told you guys last week we were going to do this on Wednesday, but I got off work and it has been so busy after the remodel at my job, and summer season came, and then we got the MW increase, and then business started getting really packed. And basically, I got bent over and fisted today, call offs all the time. So we had to stay longer at work. And I was just so tired from that Wednesday going into that Thursday, or sorry, no, that Tuesday going into that Wednesday. And then we were supposed to review it on that Wednesday earlier last week, but I was just so beyond dead. My eyes were so sore. I was like, I like legit have to go to sleep and take a nap. So then we ended up doing those topics because that could just be a good way of just making content for you guys. But I did end up reading this on the 4th of July. So we're going to do the review in about like 10 minutes. And I will say this, I mean, give or take how Duke and Cobra pan out when I order Cobra, when I get paid this week, and when I find Duke in my next comic book haul, I should be able to. Unless Duke and Cobra are about as good as this probably is going to be the best trade of the year, honestly. Just so fucking good, honestly. The Energon universe starting off strong. If you've never even read Transformer comics, I highly recommend you read just this one. If this one doesn't get you, don't do it. It's only like, I think 50. Well, I got the direct market variant. I like this cover, but this is only about $17 actually. So yeah, read it on the 4th of July when I got back from a friend's get together, and yeah, which is absolutely amazing. Honestly, I can't say anything else about it before we get into the review, honestly. But the white man has been doing resumes all day, and he's also dead, but he's also currently alive.
Oh yeah, I'm hella dead. Actually, frankly, the best fucking thing I did this weekend was get through this. And this went fast, and not because it was bad or it lacked story, it lacked character, nothing. This, for me right now, and maybe this is because my bar wasn't high. I wasn't a huge Joe person really before. Like, I liked it. It was fun. I had the toys, but it didn't resonate for me like Transformers did. Like, I mean, I've been on this fucking shit since I was a kid, and Joe's were tangentially associated, but never to the level of this.
Mm-hmm.
This, though, in the modern era and today, for modern audiences, this would break people's brains. Very quick synopsis, no spoilers. A man, a strong, positive male role model, takes the lead.
White positive male role model.
Yeah. A white positive male role model. Hey, there's a little bit of diversity in there. There are even women in here who are strong and capable, who don't have to be the key to everything to have a meaningful impact on the story.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, strong, capable man succeeds in being a hero with no one else as the key to everything other than him.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking... This flies in the face of so much shit that we bitch about culturally.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't not love it. This right now is my number one book of the year so far.
Crazy.
Transformers is in a very close second, though, and that could change. Transformers 2 comes out.
You know, I was thinking earlier today at work before we do the review of the book. I was thinking because because you have it already pre-ordered. The next trade for Transformers doesn't drop until literally 8 days before Thanksgiving this year.
Yep.
I was thinking, fuck it, let's just do issues 7, 8, 9, 10. I really don't want to wait that long to get to the trade. The trade doesn't come out until literally the last month. Literally. Dude, I really don't want to wait that long, honestly.
I'm so used to waiting for indies. This is fast for me. But these two right here, like this, these two have such a very similar vein. And this so far is still my favorite indie book of the year. for this
Okay.
year that I've got this year.
Not
But-
Cyberfrog 2 Red Planet.
Wait, did everybody get that yet? No. This is good. This is fun. This is more fun. This is a bit more serious, a bit more government conspiracy, and then it ends cool. You get as somebody who's been a fan, and I may not a fanboy, I'm not a diehard on GI Joes, but I've always been a fan of what they stood for. It just didn't resonate like Transformers did for me. This dude, like, look at this. This is my weekend, man. Check this out. This is what happened this weekend, dude. Like, oh damn. I got classifieds on classifieds. I got Pimp Daddy Destro classifieds. We got toys on toys on toys over here, man. Yeah, I went all in on some GI Joe classifieds after how good that fucking book was. I hit up Amazon. I'm like, we doing this. So I did unboxings for all of them. Not even did I do unboxings. I 3D printed. Here you go. Let's bring it over here. Some custom classified like figure stands. Like the retro and box ones came with stands.
Yeah.
They sucked. And I 3D printed these. Like just dead on the colors, just everything. They're so freaking perfect. I love it. I want to see if I could sell some of these to some Joe fans. Like I got those, and then I got, where's Destro? Check out this one. And I got this for the Cobra guys. Like, oh, dude. I should send some over to D-Day Cobra. I know he's got a little collection of classifieds hanging around that I'm sure he'd love.
Did you
nice
support the GI Joe Compendium Kickstarter from Boom Studio? I think it was
no. I had not gotten in on it, and it was expensive. I did not have the money to drop on it for comics. I think it was over $100.
Yeah, the GI Joe Real American Hero Compendium set Kickstarter. Because I honestly didn't know that the original. I mean, this would make sense though that the original GI Joe comics would be basically out of print.
Yeah,
I'm just surprised they haven't released them through trades throughout the years. Because I don't know how many times GI Joe's bounced through comic book publisher, but the fact that they haven't been reprinted as much as other stuff is crazy.
Did they end up at IDW with Transformers? I don't remember.
IDW eventually had them. And people said Dreamwave had Transformers for a while.
Dreamwave had Transformers and Joe for a minute.
God, that is huge.
But no, they all disappeared, dude. Well, this is the thing. Even the IDW Transformers shit, you can't find it. Even some of the good shit, you can't find when it was good. Like, it's just gone. What I'm trying to figure out right now is where the hell did my Void Rivals book go?
Yeah. People said to read Void Rivals. So I haven't heard that much good things on Void Rivals, but then again, I just read a few of the reviews on the reviews on League of Comics Geek. Holy shit, I can't speak. I'm black. I'm really basically Don Lemon's son.
I thought you were Chinese for a second. So here it is.
Void Rivals has a trait too. So that would be what the next. Isn't that essentially like the origin story of how the universe began?
Maybe kind of. I'm not sure exactly. I've only read the first trade.
That's why. That's kind of why I was confused. I was like, what does Void Rivals offer? Because you know what Duke's doing. Cobra, you know what that's doing. We know what this one does.
So Void Rivals has a bit of its own story. It's actually an original story. It's got characters, at least so far, outer space characters that you would have seen in later seasons of G1 Transformers, and some G1 Transformers show up. So there are some Transformers out there in space, but it does have its own story going on. You got the Quintessence and these other people. It's good. I liked it. I ordered the second trade. This one's actually by Robert Kirkman. This is his story he's telling that he's tying everything else into. Here's your timeline right here. Like Void Rivals, Transformers, Duke Cobra. Now
that's what you should do for your comic channel whenever you start it. Is do an Energon Universe reading order. People love reading order videos.
Oh, definitely, I'll do that for the trades.
Yeah.
Because like when you get to Cobra, you're about this far in before you realize if you're just picking this up, you needed to read something else to know why that's there.
Yeah.
Same with Duke. Like Duke's whole premise is based out of what goes on here.
Yeah, we'll talk. Yeah, that we're gonna cover. Yep.
And we'll get into that.
Yeah.
We're not gonna get into more of that, but I'm just saying, no, dude, this, like,
I'm caving in. I'm picking up Void Rivals right now.
Sold on it.
Because, dude, in my area, Cobra. I don't know if it's happened for you, but from the places I tried to order, Cobra Commander got delayed until this week.
Yep.
I don't know what happened with it.
Mine showed up Saturday. Duke was late too. Dude, I think they're selling so many. And dude, look at how cheap Amazon's selling it right now.
Yeah. When I initially wanted
everyone's
to go
buying that, and they should be.
When I initially wanted to go through the miniseries for Duke, the comics, the ones that I would buy, always were number one sellers. Anyone who sold it, even if you were on pages 3 and 4, which are like, you got to work to get to that page 1, we're always selling out. I had to.
Yep.
For me to get a variant cover of the first Transformers book, I had to dig into like page 4 of eBay to buy it from a seller. Page 4, because I bought it and I was like, I don't know about this Transformers star. I don't know. And then I heard the good reviews and I was like, wait a minute, what the hell? The amount of buzz the universe had was insane. Like I'll be honest with you, there hasn't been much of this basically since like Ultimate Spider-Man getting announced that has had this much level of enthusiasm that has been pumped into the actual like comic book medium. No, I gotta give it to Robert Kirkman. He has really, really, really done some good stuff over there. And people said, well, he didn't do as well with hiring the girl for Scarlet. Guys, please understand this in life. Not everything any company does is always going to be a hit. Just please understand that in life. That it's much easier to understand that versus like going, well, why didn't this do as well? There's going to be hit or misses. There's really not much you can do. Yeah. I mean, if you get like fucking 4 out of 5 right in the test, I heard that's pretty good. I heard that's really good, actually. Yeah. Do you know what's really cool about this book was that when I went to the very back of it, they had like these other comics that he's been a part of or done. There was one that really got me from its cover art. It was called Birthright. I might actually get that. It looked pretty cool.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, the ones right here. Did you not? There was the ones down here. I was like, there's Oblivion Song Compendium. There's one called Murderer Falcon. What's the next one?
Oh yeah. The writer's previous work.
Extremity. Yeah, this is cool. Like, yeah, I can't wait to get into it. And you guys, don't worry, we're going to review the book in just a moment. I'm going to add in Void Rivals to my Amazon cart. Oh, right. Did you get the Energon Universe 2024 one-shot? It was released on, I think, Free Comic Book Day, actually.
And yes, I did. It's in somewhere.
Does that have any major implications for,
It does, but I think that, it sets something up, but what it sets up is covered in the end of Duke. And not like they literally added stuff from this to the trade. So it's there.
Okay.
The stuff you need anyways. And I think I did read through all of this. Yeah, this picks up. This is actually later in continuity than anything else. So, like, in all honesty, you can skip reading this for a minute.
Okay.
If you're doing the trades. If you're doing the trades like me, this is way ahead of you.
I'll be honest here, dude. I don't want to wait for the trade for the next Transformers book. God, why does it have to be this way?
I know.
It doesn't come out until... I promise people, I'm not shitting you. The next Transformers trade, if you are just collecting them in trade, literally comes out before Thanksgiving. Quite literally a week before Thanksgiving. There's no way they're not going to have shipping issues. There's no way
I've got plenty of stuff.
The holiday season
to tide me over. I mean, look at this. I've already got this.
What happened?
This is when I'm done with Cobra, and I'm waiting.
You can get to Cyberfrog to Wrecked Planet.
If it's on eBay. Maybe I'll pick it up someday when he puts a discount up. But
you can get Rainbow the Brute too.
I gotta that. Oh my god, the controversy with people really digging in on Rainbow the Brute and who came up with that idea and how old it is.
Oh god, man.
Oof, bro.
Oof,
bro. Yep.
Let me add Void Rivals to my cart. Let me see this. Does Amazon already have Cobra Commander? Yeah, a lot. Like, I'll be honest here. I told people, maybe I should. No, I'll do Void Rivals first. I'll just pay for them separately, so I don't have to pay that much in shipping. I don't care.
This is my after Cobra Commander read right here. I'm gonna finally read this because Chuck Dixon said so.
You're gonna read? What the heck?
I know. It's like I buy comics and read them.
Crazy. Ooh. I thought you were buying for the covers.
I have an Amazon business account now, so I know. Well, I have a business now. I just started an LLC last month. I'm working on getting into things,
so what
but
I'm going to
start
strippers.
Since I'm going to be doing this for videos. Well, I don't want to pay taxes on any tiny
hookers,
even the tiny little bits of money I make from Rumble. I don't want to pay tax on it. So
yeah,
it's going to go into the business from now on. It's part of the business. But I will be opening an Etsy store selling little toys, cool little robot printed dudes. They're pretty cool though. This one glows in the dark. I dig it. But yes,
let me get Cobra Commander
comics,
dude. There's only one listing for it right now on Amazon. I think I'm gonna buy the last one right now,
dude. There you go.
Yeah, I'm buying this last one. It's mine because I do not want to have
this.
It is. I don't want to wait anymore. Let me just do checkout really quickly.
I don't want this.
And then we'll start the review.
I don't want.
MSK has the business too. It's an LLL. I hate all of you.
Wow.
All right, just talk for 1 second.
That's too hard, bro.
I'm gonna shut off my cooler for a second. I know you guys can't hear it, but it'll distract me from doing the video.
So what I'm kind of wondering is how the Scarlet book is doing. This is the one written by Kelly Thompson that everyone was like, I don't know. So let's see here.
Keep in mind, it's the first one where people were like, "Wow, this is a massive step down compared to what we were getting before." That has to mean it's not as good.
Read it?
From that's the word of mouth. I bought it.
Oh, really?
I have to find it. I know I bought it. I bought the first two issues.
Like the first issue?
I bought the first two because the newest issue came out like last week. If the first issue or the first two doesn't grab me, I'll just wait for trade. I don't care. It won't be like.
Yeah, let me know if it's good because if it's not good, I'm probably not going to get the trade. I did pre-order the Destro trade though.
Destro trade. Okay, you're the hell of me out. I don't know that many G.I. Joe characters like for other like other franchises. The only one I really know kind of thoroughly is Snake Eyes and Storm Shadow. Who is Destro? Is he like someone who can like shapeshift kind of?
No, he's the dude with the metal head. He's like second in command of Cobra. He's like their arms dealer. He basically is the arms dealer in the universe.
Then why do I keep confusing? Oh my god, I've watched too much G.I. Joe Retaliation back in the day. I keep confusing that motherfucker with Zartan. Oh god.
No, Zartan is the hooded master of disguise or whatever the fuck who can't go in the sun. So Dan Waters is writing Destro, so I'm hopeful there. Because Dan,
are you gonna get wet while reading this?
What did Dan Waters write? He wrote something else recently, and now I don't remember.
The Boys Omnibus. You can get a hard. You can get it for like $70 on Amazon. I'll be honest with you guys, I was never really into these kind of stories where they're like, I don't know, these things don't really. It got
boring. It got overdone. It got repetitive.
Yeah.
Like he didn't have anywhere to go with it. He should have ended it.
These kind of stories only really work in like 5-issue miniseries. These are like when you start dragging it out, it starts getting more degenerate, and it starts like it's kind of like what's the best thing I can say? It's like the whole thing with Cocaine Bear. once you kind of see the novelty wear off, the more it keeps going, the more you're like, well, this is kind of stupid, you know?
Oh yeah.
Chloe,
Well, and
what's up,
and that's
girl?
what it is.
The Rainbow the Boot versus Rainbow the Boot. The thing is funny. If EVS thinks the ministry had any valid case against Eric over ISOM, then this is definitely and copyright infringement by EVS's metrics. And remember, Eric didn't even get into a lawsuit. It was just more like a civil dispute at best, if we're being completely honest here. You know? So yeah, we're gonna have to do a nice, good review of this book right now. But I do want to show you guys when the next Transformers trade is coming out. Before we do that, all right, so Transformers Volume 2, Transport into Oblivion, trade paperback, $16.99, 128 pages, issues 7 through 12. Yeah, that's right. Yep, issues 7 through 12 drops on November 26, 2024. Oh, sorry, I was wrong. My bad. This is literally dropping 2 days after Thanksgiving. So I correct myself before. This is dropping after. This is basically dropping in December. I don't know if I can wait that long.
Destro is also dropping December 3rd. I've pre-ordered that. I will read that. I'm up for Dan Waters, but if I'll trust your opinion. If you say that Scarlet is okay or worth getting in trade, I'll pre-order it. I was thinking about it, but Kelly Thompson is a yeah. I don't know that I trust her on the characters, so I'm not gonna just overtly jump out and do it. But if you picked up 2 issues of it and you're already kind of able to say something about it, then
I'll be honest here. I got him because the cover art looked pretty cool. I had low hope.
Scarlet's always been hot.
Good.
Believe me, I'm sitting here trying not to buy like Baroness right now. Just pick it up. Just do it. But I don't have any funding sources set up on my business account on Amazon yet, so.
All right. Let's have some fun. Chloe says no. What do you mean? What do you mean? I'm all the man you need, Chloe.
I say yes.
I'm the only black man you'll need with a 9-inch BBC. I can give you some loving. Don't worry, Chloe. We're here for you.
9 inches of British Broadcasting Company?
Yes. Always.
Wow.
Well, let's do this. Let me make sure the coast is clear. So I won't have to like mute my mic. Let me make sure there's no fire trucks coming down. There was a really hot. I'm not gonna lie. I went down the stairs to go outside to go do something because I wanted to touch grass today, and I was like, "Fuck, this girl is really." There's a really hot girl sitting on this fucking sidewalk, and I was like, "Damn, that bitch is bad." Wow. So Comicsgate went to it was Fingergate, Froggate, Asian Gate, and before we start, I will say this: I know what it's like losing a YouTube channel you've put like countless hours of effort into. I don't care for Shane that much. I don't even really like him all that much. But I'll be honest here, it sucks for anyone to lose it. And I'll be honest with you guys, YouTube's I don't want to defend this guy, I really don't. But you guys have to understand, YouTube is a very weird place that functions off of weird rules. So when people are saying that he violated YouTube's guides, it's like, I'll be honest, he really didn't. It's just, I'm not gonna say it was false flagging. So someone said, well, you can't prove that it's false flagging. No one, well, that's the thing though, you can't. Yeah. Like YouTube is not gonna tell you who specifically reported you. So when someone says that he violated terms of service, well, showing a girl in a bikini, I'll be honest here, guys, on YouTube, there's a dude who showed his butthole and how to shave your asshole. He's not banned. I'm saying, like, we don't, just because I don't like that guy, doesn't mean I'm gonna play some like extra BS rules for him. Like, it was the reason that I lost my channel was stupid. The reason why he lost the channel was stupid. Like, literally, it shouldn't be. Good Lord, I can't fucking defend this guy tonight. It's a dumb reason his channel got taken down. I don't agree with it. I think it's stupid. And people go, well, he deserved it. And it's like, well, yeah, karma's a bitch. I do agree with that specific point.
From a karma standpoint, I maybe, but like, dude, well, one, bro should have been on Rumble. Guys, get your shit on Rumble. Stop all of this bullshit. Dual stream. You have StreamYard. Just be done with it.
Yeah.
Go to Rumble
Mhm.
Studio. It's free. I found the save to library, and I'm starting to build a relatively robust media library, even though I'm in hiatus, technically, of my own productions.
Mhm.
Even though I put on like 2 live streamed 3D prints on my dad builds channel this
Yeah.
past week. And then I did an unboxing on 4th of July morning because I wanted to open up all them freaking GI Joes after reading Duke. Tons of them. And then I 3D printed some shit. I'm gonna 3D print some Joe weapons. Like, oh dude, I'm about it. There's so much good stuff I can do with that. I'm inspired by a good story. But yeah, it sucks for him. He should have been on Rumble. I hope he didn't. I hope he had all of his shows backed up so he can re-upload them. Like, I hope he still had all that. But yeah, it's bullshit. What YouTube did to him is bullshit. I don't necessarily agree with the way he's dealing with certain things, but
Mhm.
to nuke his whole channel is kind of a
Yeah, because this is the.
bullshit.
I'm not trying to be mean, guys. I'm really not. But the average person just doesn't understand what goes into this. Like, and that's gonna sound condescending. I know it is. I believe me. I know it does. But a lot of people just don't know. And his channel was almost to 10K subs. Mine was almost to 4K. Just imagine that. One day, all your hard work gone. You asked for an appeal. Let's reject. Now, to be fair to him, I don't know how many strikes he had. I'd already had 2 strikes. I'll be honest with you guys. I should have just went cold turkey till all the strikes are over. Then I should have just restarted up again. That was my mistake. I don't know how many strikes he had. YouTube just doesn't pull channels like that. So he already had other previous strikes. He just probably didn't say it because they usually pull you after 3 strikes. So I don't know what the other strikes were for. And some of them are BS because they don't tell you. They don't even give you a chance to edit out the content that is deemed offensive. Like, at least give the person the chance to edit it out, but they don't. I'm sorry. Like, I don't agree with their ban. YouTube's BS systems have always been a thing. I don't know why people are defending YouTube. I love and hate YouTube. They have a horrible way of tracking what's bad, like flagging down content. And yes, theoretically, someone could not like you and straight up report you to YouTube, and you would never know. You don't know because they don't tell you. They don't tell you that. It's confidential. They literally can't tell you, honestly, who reported you anyway. That's why the term false flagging is a thing. Chloe says, the whole thing with Shane for me is, yeah, it sucks, but at the same time, I don't care to fight on his defense because and that's a fair position to have. That's a honest, fair position to have. He doesn't really get the benefit of the doubt because he's just been a piece of shit the whole time. It's just what it is. And I agree with you. I do. But I look at it from the situation that I literally have been in his spot, and putting in hours and hours of effort into something just to have it taken away because people just don't agree with you on comic book stuff, even though I don't agree with them either, is childish and petty. People shouldn't just have like whole livelihood taken away because you disagree with them on comic books. And I don't agree with his positions. His positions are awful for the most part in terms of like how he does things with Ethan or the way he talks about certain things. But I don't think you should lose your entire. Same thing with the Fresh and Fit. I know people don't like Myron and the other black guy he's with, but just because you don't like someone doesn't mean they should lose their entire livelihood. Like that's a big stretch right there. Hey, I don't agree with your opinions. Now you can't feed your family. Like, what the fuck? What the hell? It's weird. MSK, you condescending piece of shit. It's BS, but I'm not interested in helping him. Man, you shouldn't. I agree. Everything is too automated. So, Walter, how you doing, man? I report MSK every day, and they don't do nothing. Every day, all day. All right.
So he's got the black card.
So after this fire truck goes through, I knew it was coming. Then we're going to review this. So give us about 5 minutes. Okay?
5 minutes? That's a lot.
Oh, God. Just kidding. I agree with MSK. Karma is a bitch. I ask her to ban MSK every day, and she doesn't do shit. What a bitch. Oh, God. The other guy's name is Walter, too. Oh, my God.
There you go. All the Walters.
Oh, God.
Chloe.
All right.
What are you doing, Chloe?
Chloe, what are you doing? What are you doing tonight? She's sitting here watching hot rich guys talk about nerd stuff.
So she's watching more than one channel? Why is she watching them and us?
I equate it to when EVS was banned from C2E2. Like, I disagree with it, but EVS has been such a piece of shit that I don't care to help him. Yeah, I'll be honest here.
That's
like,
how most people took it. Like, I'm not gonna. I didn't help him. I reposted what MSK said, and that was it.
Yeah,
I don't.
And even when you really look into the C2E2 thing, even they were kind of doing some weird underhanded shit. Like, you can't. Personally, I don't know everything. And Mike Wheeler told me this. I actually didn't know this. I didn't know that you only could be one person per team at a Comic-Con. I didn't know that. I thought you could do multiple people. Apparently, you can't. They try to break the rules, allegedly.
So here's the thing that you could do to get around that. If they were a business, like if you go there, if you're an artist in Artist's Alley, it's you. If you wanted a business table, which probably costs more, you could go as a business with multiple members of that company, i.e., if you ran an LLC. Makes me wonder, does he not run all caps as an LLC?
Probably does.
Should have been able to get all of them in under that. It sounds like they just didn't properly do any business
got messed up
thoughts around this. Yeah.
Business.
I know. Well, that's they don't like business.
Watching.
They don't like business. Business makes them want to pull up.
Playing First Descent. Well, wait a minute. I'm not your first monitor experience. What the hell?
Thanks, Chloe.
What's up, man?
She doesn't need to see us on her monitor. On
she
her
just
first
needs to
monitor.
hear my soothing, sexy, hot voice. That's what Chloe needs to hear.
None of that either.
Oh God, I thought he was on my side. Now he's just roasting me tonight, bastard. MSK drops his monitors. She got you on her radio. Who listens to the radio anymore? That has to be a dying.
She got you on her podcast radio. She got you on her iPod, bro.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, picked up a great movie for $5 today. Found that in the bin. What's that even doing there? So happy about that.
Real men can admit
it's in years, dude.
Oh my God. Okay, no more Twitter. Twitter is the worst place on planet Earth.
Why are you on there looking at gay stuff?
No. It was this Trooney weirdo. He had this caption where he said, "Real men can admit it's straight to date troon girls." Chris.
No,
I don't even want to go down that road. No way.
Nope. Sorry.
Actual women don't call themselves real women because you don't have to convince yourself to believe that shit. I'm just saying.
Exactly. They're just women.
What? I'm on the small screen? I have to be on the small screen. If you must know, you're playing on my phone while I play the PlayStation 4. Oh my God. I'm on the smallest screen.
Well done, Chloe. Well,
wait, hold on.
It is fitting.
That means she's playing our audio potentially in her headphones while she's playing the game. Oh my God. Thank you, Chloe, for putting me on your smallest screen.
I'm fine with it, Chloe. It's okay. You're a lovely girl.
It's okay, Chloe. I'll be good enough to be your PS4 monitor experience one day. Oh God.
I don't know about that.
Oh. Guys, you know what I should do? I should just start making OnlyFans content and show my areas for money.
You could just become like Rakeda and start trafficking coke.
Wasn't he on Camelot stream last night talking to that Zia Anderson girl too? It's like they're not gonna question him on bullshit. The best thing he'll say, he'll be like, "Well, I can't talk about it right now." It's like we already know that. Why the fuck are you here then? We already know
Camelot
that shit.
Had some serious clickbait titles, and I was just like, "Nah, I know Rakeda." I think at this point, his lawyers are like, "If you don't shut the fuck up, we're gone. We're done, guy. Like, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up." And he seems to have no other weird fucking bombs dropping from that shit.
On a side note, I'm liking First Descendant so far. Yeah, you know what okay, before we get into the book, last thing I'll say. The reason why this is the weirdest generation for console gaming, when I was growing up, when a console ended, the companies released brand new games on the newest console. This is the only generation where the PlayStation 4 is still actively getting newest games.
Right?
That means, and we know this. We did videos on.
Shit's bad.
We did shows on
this. PS5.
They have been showing record low sales for console sales, just video game sales. The interview from the head guy at Sony for the PlayStation side of it said, "Hey, we kind of want you PC players buy more PlayStation 5s." That's why I told Chaz and you guys here, your PlayStation 4, your PlayStation 5 ain't going anywhere anytime soon. Because I told people consoles will get to a point where you can't improve them anymore because they'll already be good enough as it is. You can't improve past the PS5. Why do I need to play? Someone said, I'm waiting for a PS6. You're waiting for years on that one. For what? What would a PS6? What would a PS6 do that the PS5 can't?
You know who's going to crush?
Like, if you play games, all right, we're done.
You know who's going to crush in the next year? Nintendo. Because they can improve the Switch. The Switch is underpowered. The Switch can come out and compete. Mm-hmm. The Switch can be the Switch Pro or the Switch 2 or the Super Switch, whatever the fuck they call it.
The OLED.
Yeah. No, more than the OLED. But either way, when they drop it, it's going to be huge. It's going to be 4K. It's probably going to have a dock that upscales or gives you the power to present to 4K televisions, which means you're going to have like a super dock experience. It's probably going to give you better frame rate, all other kinds of shit. It's probably going to mean it's going to be a more expensive dock. Like, I'm probably guessing that Nintendo drops a $400 super dock that gives you basically extra GPU to pump out 4K, 60 FPS, like that with Mario Kart. And
dude, let's be all honest here.
You just got a 1080p screen.
Even when they release a Switch 2, let's be honest here. Why get that? Your Switch already plays all these games. Let's be honest here. Your Switch is already going to do everything it's already been doing for the past, I don't know, 8.
Yeah, you don't have to jump into it or anything.
They're still going to release new games for it. Let's be honest here. They're still going to release games for it. Why? It's because they literally advanced to the point where the consumer doesn't need to move on anymore, which is good and bad.
I think they're going to be a lot of exclusive shit. I don't think they keep it because Nintendo's never constantly reproduce shit. They've always been this console is dead. All the new shit on the new console. And if they're doing games in 4K and all the rest of this shit for the new one, they're not going to work. They're not going to be able to run on the old Switch.
Michael, I understand that, but the problem here is that when you get the other one, I can almost flat out guarantee they still release games on the Switch. Actually, they might just make an update. This is what they should do. Why not just make an upgraded Switch? Not an entirely new system. Just make a more powerful Nintendo Switch.
Well, that's what they're going to do. Way cheaper. But it's going to be a whole new console. It's going to be a whole new thing. So if they're smart, they'll still run backwards compatible with the old cartridges because Nintendo's usually good with that. So if this is going to be the Switch 2, maybe they have, in all honesty, if the games are 4K, it's going to be interesting to see how they do cartridges. I can understand that they're going to run UHS 2 SD cards, which is what my camera here uses. Yeah. So they can move that data and they can have that size to do that. But the cartridges are going to become more expensive to produce. So we'll see what happens there. I think UHS 2 SD cards are getting cheaper, which is what Switch is based on. It just makes, like, your pins used to be like this. Now they're like this long. They're like half the back of it.
Wouldn't it make sense more business-wise to just make a more stronger Switch instead of making an entire new system, which has like a few of
they're going to have to
stronger processor,
do something new.
Yeah, but why can't you?
Yeah, but then it is a new console.
To be fair, at that
point,
it is
a new console at that point. It's just completely new, and you're going to need probably different cartridges of different size to load a 4K game. You're going to need that. So,
yeah, that's just kind of how I see it.
And they're going to have active switching because when it's handheld, it's probably just going to be a 1080p screen.
Has to
or
be.
something.
And that's usually the baseline anyway now.
Yeah, now it is. So that's what's going to be. But then it's going to be 1080p. But you're still it's going to have to switch between that because when you go dock it, it's going to be like, oh, moving to 4K mode, and it ups your all of your triangles and everything else. It gives you all of your better pixels and all that shit and better graphics overall.
That's what I'm saying. We know for sure, based off those Xbox layouts, Microsoft ain't given. Don't count on any more Xboxes for the next like 10 plus years.
You
And
don't
by 10
need
plus
more.
years, I
You don't
mean
need a
never.
new one, dude. That one's fine. Dude, how
Yeah.
long did the Xbox One last? Like for fucking ever.
They're still releasing
Had
games for it, are they
4
not?
iterations? Oh, I don't know, maybe.
Yeah.
You had the Xbox One. I had all of them. The One S, and then the One X.
Yeah, the Xbox
And-
One. Yeah, that like what would you need another system to do though?
Dude, it went
I'm
for
trying to
frickin'
always
ever, dude.
understand because then the Nintendo systems have always been weaker in terms of like processing units and all that shit. But the Xbox and PlayStation stuff, you're at this point now where like, why would you ever need more of them? If that
Well,
that
dude, you got to think about it
generation
this
is
way.
just not there anymore.
I got-
you know.
It was
What are you saying?
2022.
Hey, I play Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel 2.
It was 2022 when I got the Series X
Mhm.
upgrade because I could sell my Xbox One X, the Xbone X, for like $400.
Mhm.
So, like, it was still because that console was so overpowered. It was wild. It was a great console, but the Series X was just that much more powerful.
What
But,
Nintendo should do,
I
the
bought-
the new console you said they should be making, if they make it backwards compatible, that alone is
Yeah.
going to beat the PS5 and the Xbox Series X.
Oh, it's going to crush them. It's going to destroy them.
Just
I
that
bought-
one thing.
Yep.
Win. Instant
Oh,
win.
Nintendo's going to win as long as they do what they're doing now with the Switch, and they make a
Mhm.
more powerful one. They give you 4K, even if it's in a GPU enhanced dock, which
Mhm.
means the dock probably costs like $200, but whatever,
Shit.
that's
Mhm.
fine. You know, you can have a non-high end dock that just does 1080p or whatever.
Mhm.
But like my first Xbox One, I bought in 2014, and I had it till 2022.
Mhm.
So it was around for a minute. These things have not. They've got a long life ahead of them. Still, we're
All right.
talking
Let's get into it. Let's get into the
in
meat
the
and potatoes.
2030s. I'm going to
Let's
show
get
you
into
my
that.
meat and potatoes.
Oh yeah. The Switch library is is massive, so they'd be smart to make it backwards compatible. But I wouldn't be surprised if they don't. If they don't, I'll be honest,
That's
Nintendo
stupid.
fans are so loyal, they'll buy the next console anyway. But it just wouldn't make any sense for them not to make it backwards compatible, though. Because then you have people that be like, well, you're going to buy the new Switch anyway. Yeah, I probably was, but why would they? I hate people do that shit. Companies don't have to make a stupid decision to get you to buy the new thing. You can just keep the previous people happy. And if you keep them happy, they'll just buy the new console because they'll know that their investments many years ago matter to this console.
Yeah, a better
When people
chance of me
they're backwards
doing it.
compatible.
Like the Series X. Why did I get it? Why did I sell my Xbone? Because all of my Xbox One games already play on it. Doesn't fucking matter.
Yeah. That's the thing. Yeah, like I'm buying the new one. I buy the new one regardless anyway, but it would just only makes logical sense to keep it backwards compatible. I don't know why, because I understand it from a business point of view. They want the customers to put the newest stuff on the newest console. That makes perfect sense business-wise, but it's foolish to assume that people just won't move on if they have a new option. It's weird businessy stuff, you know. Walter says it makes plenty of sense when people will pay full price for. Yeah. I just want to play Pokemon, and yeah, okay. Michael, stop being a kid. Play Spider-Man 2.
I'm a horny bitch.
Me too. The Wii U was backwards compatible. That is true. And fun
was.
fact: the Wii U has as many exclusives as the PlayStation. I think 4 or 5 exclusives don't sell the console. Wii U stunk. Wii U was
I think
awful.
the Wii U was an underrated console. I liked the
Really?
U. I liked like Mario Kart 8 dropped on that, dude. It's
They only
still
had,
alive.
okay, to be fair, they only
So
had
many
like 2
great
games on
bangers
it that were
dropped on
good.
that console.
I really played Smash 4 in the Mario Kart games. Actually, Smash 4 was certainly better than Brawl, but it was all right. I'll say
Because it worked back with the Wii, it was. I should have picked it up long before I did. It was not bad. It got a lot of hate, and the Switch wouldn't be here if it wasn't for that console either.
All right, let's go. Are you gonna go full screen first? Or are you gonna go just stay like that?
Yeah. Let me bring it back up. Then we can bring back into there.
That's just gonna be really, really cringe. Yeah, it did not sell very well compared to the other predecessors. But nevertheless, time to talk about actual robots, so to speak.
Robots in disguise.
Mm.
Robots.
Hey, I'm just saying.
Between your thighs.
Well, Walter, you know I'm black, like the Wii U, and a genius. All right. Okay. Fuck my ass. Okay, I'm joking, guys. I have to entertain you. I gotta entertain Chloe. You know, she's playing her game where her phone experience. Whatever.
I'll
Fuck it.
entertain Chloe.
Oh
Send her
no.
my way.
No. Chloe's mine. Boy, that's gonna be way out of context. That is gonna be bad. Holy shit.
There you go. Clip that. Clip it, MSK. Make it short.
Kept locked in a cage. That's where I keep all the girls, like Tiny and other women I don't talk to anymore. You know.
There's a few of those. Hey, they don't talk to me either. Well, she doesn't.
They can't talk because they're in a cage. Fucking hell. Sorry, guys. The cops coming down the road because a black person is doing some crime outside. It's always black people doing the crime, man. Hey. I'm actually a white black guy.
I'm a what now?
I'm a white black guy.
You're a coconut.
The thing is, I bought a Wii U in 2019 just to mod it. The thing that I don't understand is if there are active player bases for these old consoles and they have like net codes where you can still play online, why do they cancel it? They didn't shut down the service for the Wii. It's like, if there's an active player base there, what? Why?
Dude, there was. My son spent like an entire weekend grinding out Splatoon for the close down of the servers because people were they're closing it down, and he loves Splatoon. That's his big multiplayer thing that he does is Splatoon combat games. So he was like all weekend in the Splatoon 1 freaking servers playing. It was like a big send-off.
All right. Hey everyone, I'm MSK, aka Master Swag King, coming at you guys today with another video. And if you guys are returning viewers or new viewers, please make sure to subscribe to the channel if you have not already. Leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it and comment down below. Also, make sure to hit that notification bell. That way you guys can get notified on whenever I upload a brand new video or go live. And in today's video, we are going to be doing a review of your mom's pussy. Whoa. That would be.
I like to dissect girls. Did you know I'm utterly insane?
All right. That actually. I'm just retarded. I'm actually just fucking retarded on many levels.
5 stars. Would eat there again.
5 out of 5 stars. Banger. Oh shit. Imagine if that was an actual video. We're gonna be reviewing your mom.
Oh, you should.
Oh no.
Whose mom though? That's the real question. Whose mom was it?
Not. Nope.
Put that up on MSK's W's. Are you out there? We need this one.
No. All right. 5 out of 5 stars. Absolute banger. We'll do it again. Shit. Oh God. Oh Lord. All right. I am serious, and I'm black, and I always do crime. Hey everyone, I am MSK, aka Master Swag King, coming at you guys today with another video. And if you guys are returning viewers or new viewers, then please consider subscribing to the channel if you have not already. Leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it and comment down below. Also, make sure to hit that notification bell. That way you guys can get notified on whenever I upload a brand new video or go live. And in today's video, we are actually going to be doing a review of the trade paperback for the newest Transformers comic book series from Skybound, which is owned by Robert Kirkman, whom, as you guys know, is Invincible and The Walking Dead, actually. His company now does the Transformer comics, actually. IDW lost their license, and his company got a chance to get their hands on it. I would imagine he paid a lot of money to get this license because Transformers is a very valuable property. And what's really interesting about Transformers is I've told people this. My favorite animated series from Transformers is Transformers Armada. I didn't like the sequel too much. Transformers Energon, I kind of dipped out of that when I was a kid. That was the only animated series I had watched. And then when I was a kid, they played like Beast Wars, which was kind of like linked to it. I didn't really care for that all that much. I watched all the Michael Bay movies. The only one I didn't watch was Bumblebee, actually, and I also watched the newest one as well. So for Transformers, I've always liked it, but I've never been like in love with it like other people are. But I do enjoy it. I like Optimus Prime. I like the classic Autobots Decepticon thing. Transformers and G.I. Joe are very similar with me. It's not that I love them. I like them. I know that they exist. I've consumed some media from them. And I've never read a Transformers comic my entire life, people. This is like the literal first 6 that I've ever read. I'm going to be honest here. I already ordered Void Rivals trade, Cobra Commander trade. I already ordered Duke's in my house, actually.
Yep.
This might be top 2. It's a top 3 trade paperback of the year. This is really good. I would say believe the hype if people didn't believe it. This is really, really good. Like, so good to the point where this specific universe, they're calling it the Energon universe, is, I would say, saving the comic book industry right now. I mean, the only thing that has had this much level of word of mouth is like Last Ronin and Ultimate Spider-Man. If we're being completely honest, those are the only 2 actual properties that have really, really got people talking. This series is so, so good. Like, I started reading it on the 4th of July, actually, and then I went to a friend's house for a party, came back, and I dug right back into it because before he came to pick me up, I was already reading it, and I was already at like the really good part, and then he came to get me, and when I got back, like I said, then I got back, I literally went outside, or not like outside, it's basically outside my house, and I went on the stairs, and I was just reading. This has to be one of the comic book series from starting out where I got a trade, or you could say a volume, where I just kept reading. I just did not want it to stop. I flipped through each page. I was like, damn, it just got better and better with each page. Like, the only issues I really had with it, like I said before, the art is so, I would say. It's really good in certain areas. It's really dynamic in certain areas, but it's very so when it's just very calm. Like when the setting is calm, it looks very blotchy. And I'm not saying Daniel Warren Johnson is a bad artist per se. It's just more like there's just certain parts of it that just don't look as good as the others. I'm just gonna be honest here, but it's not a bad art style.
Yeah, he is the artist. Never mind. I thought he was just the writer.
Artist and writer. Yeah, and overall, he wrote a great story here. Now, as I mentioned this before, usually when we do these things, I've always told people you could see us basically review the later subsequent issues because this covers issues 1 through 6. He got the standard cover for it. I got the direct market cover because I like this cover a bit better, but it doesn't matter. They do the same thing. I just prefer this variant to myself. If you got this and you loved it, I'll be honest here, get the other issues, which right now at the time of us doing this review is between 7 through 12, because the next trade does not come out until 2 days after Thanksgiving. I'll be honest here, you guys might honestly see me do like reviews of issues 7 through 12 because I don't know if I can really wait that long. This was just that good, you know? So before we start covering the story and everything else that was really good in it, all at Purchase Savage Dad, make sure to check him out in the description box below, YouTube channel, Twitter link, I'll put it down there. What did you think about just overall for the book before we start covering everything else?
Overall, it's definitely the best Transformers story I've had in a long minute. Like, even this is on par, and I don't even know if Dreamwave was actually this daring to Transformers fans to do what they do, that we'll get into here in a minute, in the first few pages with a character that is very well liked. I was shocked. I'm like, holy shit, that took some testicles to just be like, we've been shoving this character to the forefront for so long, and then we'll get into it. Obviously, he was willing to be daring and do interesting, different things, something different, something new. What was nice about, what really drove Dreamwave and what was really nice about it was the art. Pat Lee's Transformers, which the whole reason that happened, I'm old enough to remember a little magazine called Wizard. Wizard had done some concept art of like dream castings of who would be like, who would we want to see do this book or that book? And they did Pat Lee on Transformers. Now, later, people complained that his heads were too small and this and that. But either way, he captured the art of G1 in a way that few artists at the time could, would, or did. Fantastic art. Like, I'd give my left nut to see Daniel Warren Johnson write a Pat Lee drawn Transformers book. Pat Lee, I don't even know what he does anymore. I don't even know where he is. But Pat Lee's Transformers stuff was amazing. It was epic. This thing, like the art, I won't focus too much on it. Like I said before, I felt like the art that was, like you said, kind of still, but it was mostly when it was kind of the humans came into play, it became more evident that it was not, it is a very different kind of art style. It's a very abstract art style that if that's your thing, that's fine. In all honesty, someone else is going to come in, I think, after the next trade, and we're going to see different art. We're going to, maybe they do something about it. Now, see, I didn't mind it as much because I was so fucking engrossed in the story, and because it reminded me of like, it reminded me of an old war comic.
Yeah.
If you think about like old Punisher comics or old Nick Fury comics, the shit from the Vietnam War, that's what that looked like to me. It looked like an old war comic. It's an older style. It's a more abstract style, but that's really what I got from it, is like he was trying to make this look like a very gritty war story. I mean, you see shit like Optimus getting torn up there. It's a gritty war story, and I think that's the art reflects that. And I was thinking about this quite a bit. I'm like, is there a reason why they did this with the art? Because they've come from some very good, very detailed, very rendered art, and they've done this here that looks like an old war comic. And I think it is because it's they're trying to represent this as a war story. And I think that's where Daniel Warren Johnson is going with this, is he's making a war story out of it. This is an old-timey war story about the trials, the tribulations, the horrors of war, because that's what this is. So I think that's what makes it so interesting. He really thought in depth a lot about the story. He thought about the characters. It made it very clear that he understood the characters.
I will give him the credit that he deserves, obviously, with this, because this is something that a lot of like nerds say. They always say things like, well, I don't think this guy really understands. We don't, like, y'all common, like, general nerds think that, like, we think, like, all the companies don't get the characters and all the other shit. And to be fair, I'll be honest here, as more and more gets revealed through, like, interviews, a lot of people actually don't. They've blatantly admitted they don't even read the material before even doing anything. But I will say, with Daniel Warren Johnson, he definitely understands the dynamic and tension between the Autobots and Decepticons. He knows when to insert the humans, when to not insert them. He knows when to have various forms of tension build up so it leads into something, but it doesn't like take away from the impact of other things. And then another thing, which is the subverting of expectations. So I'm just going to say this right now for people, because people know we do spoilers here anyway. So this is another little side thing before I get back to what I'm going to say. Everything we do here is going to be spoilers anyway, unless it literally is in the title spoiler free, or unless I state otherwise, it would always have spoilers, because that's just a more fun way of doing things. We can just talk about things openly. And if you want to be spoiled, stay for any review. And if you don't, well, goodbye, and come back and get spoiled when you do read the story. All right. So this book does subvert your expectations, but not in the way you're talking about, and not what you're going to think either. You're going to be like, wait, isn't that really considered bad? Yes, it is considered bad. Not the way he did it. In this book, you would think, well, it's going to be Optimus Prime fighting Megatron, because those are the two classic iconic characters of the story. No, Megatron's not actually in this at all. They actually subverted expectations in the book, and it made not just perfect sense, which it did. You didn't mind. You didn't even care he was there. In the new Transformers film that came out, Rise of the Beast, Megatron not being there was just bad, and it made no sense. Him not being there made it even worse. Here, Megatron's not in the story at all. He gets referenced by Starscream various times. But the story's so good, it didn't matter. Now, I'm not saying to always do this. I think you should have Megatron a part of this. He probably is coming in later on down the road. But the way that they did it was really, really well done. I mean, like, just
well,
it's awesome.
I think what they really did there by not having Megatron in the story, because this is the thing, the manic, like frantic, just insane, and what's the term I'm looking for? Like, not necessarily just evil, but malevolent Starscream was so fucking good. Like, you really got him unbridled without Megatron there. You got to see Starscream just kind of losing his shit. And it was great. Such a good characterization of him. When they do what they do to the one guy later in the book, holy shit. Like, dude, yes. Absolutely, yes, 100%.
Well, let's start going into major stuff. So
Put it in.
okay, so how would I start this off for people? So I know a lot of people like Bumblebee. Seemed to be a very popular character from the Michael Bay movies, actually. Very first part of the story, Bumblebee is dead. Starscream shoots him in his face, kills him. Dead. They
straight
already
up murks him.
Yeah.
Like, straight up murks him in his unawake head. Boom. Bumblebee done. Like I was saying, that was daring. A lot of people love Bumblebee. He's a very popular character. I don't think he stays dead forever, but I don't know. Maybe he does. It's a comic. Nobody ever does. But yeah, Starscream just straight up murks him right there. Boom. Boom. Done. Over. You can assume he's dead.
That was not something I was expecting.
This is how many pages
Honestly,
in, too. Like, look at how many pages in that
that's about
happened.
what, page
barely any.
10, 12-ish,
Yeah.
honestly. Yeah.
So Bumblebee
Starscream straight up kills him instantly. Doesn't even think about it. Because honestly, if you're looking at it from his point of view, if they're enemy number one, he's got to take out one of Optimus Prime's right-hand men, and that's Bumblebee. Gotta kill him. Makes sense.
He wakes up here, around here. They get up. There's Bumblebee there. Next panel, boom, nuking him. Done. And they're like, at some point here, realizing that he straight up got murked. Optimus is pissed.
Yeah.
And the humans are found in there. And like these scenes, like Optimus looks good. The robots actually look good. And you've got this real, where's it at here? That one. This real feel for a very G1 looking Optimus head. Like there are these instances where the art does actually work really well. A lot of them, frankly, but yeah, they've got this big old battle in the Ark. Shit's going down. You've got humans, which you always do. You got to put the stakes in. But yeah, that first battle was
the first battle. Super
Done.
tension-filled moment. Because, okay, so the human characters go off into this remote site. They find them there. Jetfire appears. Then Starscream appears. Because this is just the narrative throughout the story, so I don't have to keep repeating this. Basically, they are low on Energon. Energon can either basically fuel them up or revive them if you have enough. And there's only enough for some of them, for just a small, fair amount of them to actually just come back to life. Because later on in the story, it's revealed that Optimus Prime left Cybertron to get help to fight against Megatron. But during the when they were leaving to go to Earth, as they were landing on Earth, Megatron ends up sneakily attacking Optimus. The Autobots that were there crash landed with him on Earth. But we don't know where Megatron is at, so we don't know what part of the universe that even happened at. He just said when they were on the coordinates to Earth, Megatron attacked me behind my back, and that's all he remembers, honestly. The human characters are interesting because when I really thought about it, I was like, do these human characters matter? It's like, I thought about it, it's like, they were honestly fine. They're fine. For stories like this, human characters don't have to be like the best written thing ever. They just have to just not be annoying and not be like shit. That's all they got to be.
Well, and actually, they do play some key parts because of the way this is all going to tie together with stuff like GI Joe and other things.
Yeah,
there are definitely some key parts in this story where the humans involved directly here with Spike and his dad and stuff actually have some connections that are important. But basically what's going on here is like this is the opening battle and they've got to get out and everything else. And then once they get free, they're constantly fighting over energon and other resources. They need scrap materials. They need materials to rebuild their stuff. So, like in the OG days, they're near a lake. The Decepticons are trying to take over a dam. All this other stuff.
You do get that amazing scene right there where Optimus, people have probably seen it on YouTube Shorts, where he steps on the deer and he's really, really sad about doing that.
Yeah.
Honestly, seeing it in the
here.
I'm saying here, honestly, seeing it in the book, it even hits harder knowing how much he cares about like protecting people close to him. It actually hits even harder.
Yep. Well, some of the other things that you get here too is you realize that like Starscream has a very deep connection to his tapes, and he gets pretty upset when there's some of them, some things go on with some later. But here you see, before the scene with Optimus, you see how like Starscream just again losing his shit, being manic and evil, and you see how little he cares about the humans first. Like he straight up squishes one in his hand.
Yeah, and that's a very important thing, because the person that Starscream initially kills after Bumblebee. So keep in mind this. He comes on screen for the first time. He completely murks Bumblebee. Then later, so that girl we're talking about, that's the boy's close friend. Starscream kills the father of that girl. So the very person he killed, the first human he kills in this storyline, he kills that girl's father. Then later on, it's revealed that the other little guy Autobot, I think it's Cliffhanger, or his name, Cliffjumper, his whole clan was wiped out by Starscream. This Starscream, this is probably the best iteration of Starscream I've ever seen. Because usually he's just kind of whiny,
such a great villain,
very useless. Yeah. And like other Transformers material, he was just the bomb villain.
Yeah, he's so much not the whiny bitch that he is usually portrayed as. This is great. This shit with him is great. And I'm going to tell you right now, so no spoilers for your future, but there are other key people Starscream kills in this book that you won't find out about in this book. But the Optimus photo here, this is such a good picture here. He's moving along. Crunch. He hits the deer. He's obviously quite upset about it. You see him holding the deer. He comes over here. He's talking to Spike about it. It's a very good scene. It makes him realize, like, hey, these are the stakes that these organic life forms face.
That scene right there you're talking about is really good in terms of dialogue, because it establishes two worlds, two different ways of looking at stuff. And he's telling him what a mom and a dad is. Optimus is telling him, like, well, this is my planet. This is where I come from. This is how I look at things. It's just the dialogue alone in the book is just so good. It just grabs you every part.
This is the thing that we had a problem with YuGiOh. And it wasn't that there was too much dialogue. It's that the villains were so repetitive. That was the issue there. Like here, all this dialogue here, this is fine. None of this is repetitive. All of it's moving the story forward. All of it's interesting. All of it's character driven. Like you can hear Peter Cullen's voice in your head saying this. You can, and in all honesty, this is a better representation of the humans than I've ever seen as well, because they have a little more depth. They're a little more interesting. You can understand why they're around. Normally, they're just there to fill space and quip. Here, they're providing context to aliens on the planet that don't know anything about it. And that could be implied by the things that were done with the humans in the past before, but it was never really elaborated on quite so eloquently as it is here. Cliffjumper just
cool
shows
character.
up, and he's basically the Bumblebee replacement.
You kind of need that character. The reason why Cliffjumper is really, really cool is because that can be like your teenage level Autobot to deal with the actual human characters. Because I feel like the reason why humans are so insufferable in these movies and other media when it comes to like just stuff like this movies that have this kind of feel it and tone, no, there's not something that can handle them, that can get them through it. Like Cliffjumper gets the human characters through a good amount of what's going on with the plot. And the other thing, some people are the whole Duke thing. So Starscream is causing such a ruckus, they actually have to call in the Air Force, because the girl's dad, whom he kills, Starscream goes to the electrical plant where he worked, and he's trying to, get to charge that power grid for more energon. The airplane comes in, and then they have to eject because he's shot down the airplane. One of the guys that ejects out, Starscream claps, kills him. And then the other guy the other guy that parachuted out, they show his name tag, Duke. So Duke's close friend was killed by Starscream, trying to take him down. So Starscream, let's recap here. Starscream killed Bumblebee. He killed Cliffjumper's clan. He killed the main girl's dad, and then he just killed Duke's best friend. This guy is literally just a piece of shit, and I love it. I love villains like that. No remorse. He doesn't care. He just wants to get to the next thing.
And nothing,
actual villain
nothing
shit.
in here about how his daddy treated him poorly, and that's why he became such an evil megalomaniac, and his parents didn't love him enough. None of this bullshit. He's just a fucking bad guy. I love it.
And just the way that he resents
Megatron, dude, he's a
really interesting too.
Bad guy too. Like you'll hear later as we get in, but
just the way you hear him talk about, just the way he talks to the other Decepticons, is like, well, we have to get Megatron. He's like, no, we can't get Megatron. Don't you ever utter that name around me. It's like he's still keeping that usual Starscream whiny thing, but it's in a more it's in a more
aggressive, assertive kind of way,
constructive way. It's not like just going ballistically crazy.
This panel is, I think, some of the best art in the book right here, even with the humans. But Optimus is so well rendered here. This is good. This is one of the better ones in the book right here. Over here isn't bad too. Like for the Decepticons, this panel off to the side here. You've got Skywarp, you got Soundwave over there. Like they look very good. The robots got all of the best artwork, I think, in this movie or in this book.
Oh, the other thing that I'll say, what was really nice about the book in general, was that tension and, let's say, characters' moments specifically built up to a point where they would clash, and it would be so satisfying. So, like, you have a point where the main character's dad, the human male character, his name is Spot. I think I'm saying, or Spike. His name is Spike. His dad was so paranoid about what the fuck just happened that even when Optimus would come up to him, he had to like, oh my god, this guy's about to fucking try to kill my son or whatever was going on. That's how you build tension. That's how you build actual dramatic moments. The moments built up so bad to the point. Sorry, no, it's not bad. The tension of the story was so good. The dialogue and everything that he was building up with his writing, where Daniel Warren Johnson did it, got to a point where you felt every moment when it was happening, like, oh shit, like this is actually really bad. Like Optimus in one scene is trying to do something good. They don't know if he's good or bad. They shoot right through his arm and ruin his chances of fighting better. They don't know any better. That's how you make human characters more meaningful. You make them a part of the story by having them interact with the plot for something that they can't control. Like in a world where there is big robots doing that, you're not going to know what's a good or bad one. To him, the dad, he didn't see the initial stuff with Optimus Prime. He doesn't know that. He doesn't know if Optimus is a good guy, Then there's a part of the story after you're going to show, they actually shot the main character. Spike gets shot midway through a fight.
By the humans, too. Like, he actually catches a stray in it. So this is the fight outside the bar. This is where the humans get involved. And this is one of the, like most key fucking badass moments in the book. So you see this here. They're shooting at Autobots. They're shooting at Decepticons. They don't give a shit. They shooting everybody. So you get into it. Skywarp is here, kicking some ass, and then like this one here, he just straight up fucking launches into him. That's such a good scene. This is also a great piece of art right here. This would be a cool looking poster and shit.
Oh, one little minor criticism. It's super minor, but I feel like average people, if they don't know the difference between Starscream and the Skywarp, as you say, Skywarp looks so much like Starscream. I genuinely thought that was still him. They were just
it's literally just color changes. But yeah.
That would be like a slight criticism. Yeah.
They got the throwdown. You got the energy axe there. Skywarp is tearing ass on him. And then like out of nowhere, because the humans don't know who he is, they're like, he's a bad guy too. So they basically launch a rocket, like blow his whole arm up and this shit. Like, and while you thought that last scene of action was great, and it was a good scene. Good scene. This is like it does get better from here, folks. We get more. Too bright. It turns out
too bright.
So let me go here.
So you like having sex with the lights
come on. Yes. So then boom, that's where Spike catches that stray, and Optimus is like, oh shit, and his dad's like, oh shit.
And do you guys know what Starscream does after this? This guy becomes even more of a piece of shit. So Optimus is trying to get this guy to the hospital because he just got shot in his stomach. So obviously you have to get to the hospital then.
Yep.
By the time they get to the hospital, so Starscream is just building up the massive ways to be villain. This guy starts shooting at a hospital. I shit you not. He is trying to shoot up a hospital to kill Spike. And to make sure he doesn't get saved.
So you got this scene here. You can see Optimus is like got the little pissed off look in his eye, like, all right, shit's got real. Yeah. Optimus like straight up tears off his blowed up arm right here. This is classic. This is such a great frame. This is dude, this is such great imagery here. The art is good. Bro, drop a poster of this, please. I want it. I'll buy it. Tears his fucked up arm off. Boom. Big, huge moment. Zoom in on that. And then he proceeds to beat the shit out of Skywarp with his busted ass arm. Like, that's fucking Chad, dude. And he beats his ass. Like, he beats his ass and beats his ass and beats his ass with that fucking arm till he's just done. And it's so fucking insane. Like, he's all nuked up and everything, and they're like, hey, we got to get him to the hospital. Let's go. Yeah. You got Starscream showing up here. Basically, being upset that Skywarp got fucked up, and you thought that mattered and everything else. So if they get to the hospital, he does another one of these. I'm going to drive onto Starscream's head now, like I did freaking Skywarp, because that worked last time. Let's just keep doing it.
Say deserved.
Yep.
He definitely deserved that. Yeah.
This is where they show up. They start shooting up the hospital and shit. The power goes out. And then Jazz shows up and starts nuking and murking motherfuckers left and right, kicking ass. Like, boom, out of nowhere. Like, hell yeah, Jazz. Here he is. Now we've got more people. The Decepticons, GTFO, and get out of there. Optimus Prime's like, all right, I'm going to pull out my Matrix of Power, Matrix of Leadership, whatever you want to call it. Boom. Get the hospital running again. And then he gets out.
Another heroic moment right there. He just basically powered an entire hospital because he knew that Spike was in there.
And that was the last bit of Energon he like had to spare for shit. Like, he's like done after this. He has no energy at all. He's got like basically he's up and operating. So then this is a fucked up scene though. So in here, Starscream's like, let's see here. Was it Soundwave? Let me see.
Yeah, Soundwave was not as impactful in the story. Yeah. He was there. He could have did a little bit more, I would say.
I think he'll get more impactful. But yeah, Starscream is like, this isn't my fault. You can't repair Teletran 1. We need bodies. Look at all our brothers scattered here, useless. We need fixing. Look at my dents and my laser burns. I need fixing, blah, blah, blah. And then Soundwave is like, as was said before, we do not have the materials needed for such repairs. They only exist on Cybertron. And then Skywarp's like, hey guys. And then, Soundwave's like, in Cybertronian technology. And then they immediately literally start ripping Skywarp apart. They cannibalize him almost literally. They don't eat him, but they tear his body apart to repair Teletran. They just ripped up their their comrade and use him for spare parts. And I was like, dude, that was, dude, this is a new Decepticon. This is a new Starscream you're working with. He isn't a whiny bitch anymore. He's like fucking,
guys. Actually,
he's
quite
just
possibly
an evil, bad motherfucker.
I'm just saying, this Starscream in this story as the villain was so good. It just
so
kept
good.
getting
Now,
better. Yeah.
And I haven't finished Cobra yet. While Duke might be definitely the best book I've read and probably the best heroic story I've gotten this year, Starscream is like the villain of the year so far, dude. Like, bar none. Ripping up Skywarp to rebuild Teletran 1 is pretty fucked up.
He just sacrificed his own people.
Yup.
He didn't care.
Yup. No, dude, that is what you get from a real bad guy, from a real evil motherfucker. So, dude, when I read that, I was like, holy
that moment
shit,
right there.
He went there.
The one that you're on right now, that panel.
This one.
I know people talk about the deer moment because it's really, really good. That one hits just as much. There's this sick kid.
Does.
I don't know if he's dying of cancer or anything. There's a sick kid that's like, hey, I heard you can transform into a robot. He just does it to show him. And the kid is so happy. Like, this is Optimus Prime. A sick kid in a hospital who probably almost just got killed by a giant robot, Decepticon, crazy man, just wanted to see Optimus Prime transform into a robot, even if it meant he was going to be in pain. That's what a great scene that is right there.
No, dude. Daniel Warren Johnson knocking it, just bangers on bangers on bangers on bangers. Cliff Jumper has never been so consequential and interesting and good in a book. He was always just Red Bumblebee. Now he's like got a whole great personality. I'm loving it. Oh yeah, this right here, dude. So like you get into this last part.
How did they give him his arm back? Because they were doing something and then they said, "Oh, I have this," and his arm came back. I feel like that was an odd plot device. Maybe I read that wrong.
His arm. This is Megatron's arm.
Oh,
he straight up pulled, like in the battle. Apparently, he had basically tore off Megatron's arm or took it, and so that's why he's basically got Megatron's gun here. Like if you look at that, he's got.
I didn't notice that.
Whole arm.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah, dude. A lot of people have been like, "Holy shit! When do I get this action figure?" I'm like, dude, I don't know if that works, but that's dope as hell, dude. Like that. And look at the art on this, man. He's just beat up, battle damaged. Like I love seeing that. Like that's such a realistic thing to look at. But yeah, you'll see here. Here's Megatron, wherever he was left, somewhere cold, the Arctic probably. But he's got a whole arm missing. So,
because as you guys remember, Megatron caught them trying to go to Earth or do something to get more Energon, and he just attacked them randomly. So apparently that battle was pretty bad because remember they all were deactivated when the story started. So Megatron probably did some. He does a huge number on those guys. It was really weird because after this part of the story, they introduced a female Autobot. Her name is RC. That's the only other criticism I have. It was just way too late to introduce her. It didn't feel like she had enough to do. It felt like she was just there to just save the girl. I don't feel like they should.
There's going to be a lot more introductions, dude. Like six issues are going to be.
I just kind of felt like she should have just been, there in another, like issue 7. She just came in way too late, and I was like, "Oh, okay, this is the girl Autobot. That's cool, I guess." But just seeing the way the story developed throughout, like even on the last pages where you have Cliff Jumper talking to the girl because the girl lost her dad at Starscream. He lost his clan to Starscream. The Starscream's a crazy batshit piece of vomit. That even made sense. And she's like, "You had him. Why didn't you kill him?" He was like, "I just couldn't go through with it." Because that's what separates good guys from bad guys, people. Good guys don't inherently want to just murk people, even if they're a bad person, Because I'll be honest here, in most stories, even when the hero is able to murk that bad person that caused their life grief, I'll be honest here, it doesn't actually make anything easier. You probably just feel worse after doing it too,
I don't know, dude. I'm in the camp of Batman should have nuked the Joker a long time ago And the fact that he refuses to do something about the Joker basically puts all that blood on his hands.
Yeah, I love Gail Simone and Dan Slott. They're the greatest comic writers of all time. Oh shit. So the last part
What
of
if
the
they had sex?
story, they have another battle. This other big giant green Decepticon.
Oh yeah, dude.
Brings up, and it's Devicer or Devastator.
Devastator. So you'll see.
Yeah.
They use Skywarp's parts to get Thundercracker up. He's another one of the jets. A Seeker is what they call them.
Mm-hmm.
So they get the camera guy. They get some of the other tapes of Soundwave's buddies. Optimus gets RC back here. You get Wheeljack going as well, so that's really cool.
It's a nice moment. They get
attacked. I like that he's still a camera. They didn't try to change shit. They left Reflector a camera. Thank you. And then Optimus just unfucking loads.
Yeah,
with Megatron's gun. Just blowing your ass up with this one.
The action scenes were drawn beautifully. Like you just got to give it to him. Yeah.
That's why I was saying. I think what he went with this particular style is that he's telling an old war story, and these look like old war comic. But yeah, he beats the crap out of Rumble here, or is that Frenzy? Shit, I always forget the coloration of them.
I forgot his name. Yeah,
and then RC shows up. She saves the girl. You got Rumble and Frenzy are both here.
Yeah.
He tries to sneak up on Cliff Jumper. Jazz comes from behind, nukes him in the side. And then Optimus is out here just laying down heavy fire on these motherfuckers.
Yeah, because Devastator is huge compared to all the other guys. Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah, Devastator is huge compared to all the other guys.
He's
massive
combiner. So they take the fight to them. They're like, all right, we just kicked their ass. Let's go take the Ark back. They show up, and Optimus gets the same thing to him that he's been doing, run over by a dump truck. Some of the rest of these guys show up. As soon as I saw that, I knew it was happening. So the Constructicons showed up, compound, and boom, you get Devastator over here with his Macho Man Randy Savage glasses. And yeah, right here. Like, this was pretty well drawn. I like this. This looked good. Very interesting. And that's like the end there. And it's like, boom, that's the end of that particular issue. And yeah, so, dude, that's some
the part where Devastator was charging him and he was like, come give me your best shot. And he just mollywops him. That was, whoo. And then after that, when Soundwave is talking, he's like, hey, let's just call it a truce, peace for our people. He attacks him. And then he says it was this piece of dialogue. Yeah, he's like, I desire peace. And then Soundwave just gets taken away by Starscream at the end of the book. Oh my God, man. Just that alone right there. It was great.
Oh, yeah.
Finishing action scene to getting into more reasons to like Optimus Prime in this universe. Even after everything that Starscream and Soundwave have done this entire story, he's like, hey, let's try and save our home together. Decepticons, proving other pieces of shit. They don't care. That's what villains do. Yep.
Because he's writing him like a real leader. But yeah, this fight with freaking Devastator, fantastic climactic battle. You had the stakes. You had a big villain. You didn't have you'd already seen him beating Starscream's ass and beating Skywarp's ass and shit. You needed to take it up. You needed a real final boss. You needed a real big battle, and you needed a character that the fans love, the fans gravitate towards, that we want to see at some point. We love combiners. Transformers fans love these fucking things in all flavors and varieties. Give us all of them. When Devastator showed up there, I was like, fuck yes, dude, thank you.
And that
for not making us wait forever for that.
That part you were talking about, it gets even better because there's the monologue after that where it shows Starscream is really going crazy with power because he's the leader of the Decepticons, and that Megatron shot. Yeah, it was just, God, man, this story and this specific Transformers run that's just started with this book has just been so good. I do truly recommend to people, if you have not picked this up and you're on the fence about it because you were afraid they were gonna like do some crazy shit that they do in the media now. No, this didn't do that
Yep.
at all.
And
Daniel
then
Warren
here's
Johnson
like-
did a great job.
Here's your big climax. Your big
Oh, I love it.
your big
I love
hero moment.
climactic.
Your big the matrix of leadership. Optimus. You get your like, dude. They took us from fucking G1 to combiners into fucking
Mhm.
into literally homages to the '86 movie. Guys, this showed me, this frame right here showed me that Daniel Warren Johnson understood the fans. Because you see that and you're like, oh shit, I've seen this before, but not like this, you know. He gave us something we've seen before, but not in the way we've seen it before, and that's what you really want. That's how you don't even work member berries. That's how you just make a good new story, but you pay homage to that. But he takes out the matrix of leadership, and he's basically like, let's see here.
Oh, did I forget
here,
to
he's just
mention
like-
Starscream also kills Jetfire, who actually thought he was a decent guy.
Yep.
Oh, Starscream.
Friend.
Oof.
So Optimus is just like, take it. He takes out the matrix of leadership because he knows he's dying, and it drops on the ground. And then you get another heroic moment, a very dad moment kind of thing, when Spike's dad basically is just like, what do they say here? If only there was a way. And then his name was Sparky, by the way. And he's like, my men, Jimmy, Spike, whenever something bad happened to them, I'd always think, if only I could have taken their place, if only it was me instead of them. And he's like looking at the Matrix. You hear the noises in the background. And he's like, maybe now is my chance. And you don't really know why. And you can tell even he doesn't understand. And he's like, I know you're going to care for this world like I care for my boys. Sparky, Optimus tries to say. And he's like, watch over them for me. And then when Spike wakes, tell my son I'm proud of him. And then he climbs into the freaking matrix of leadership. And for whatever reason, just the whole thing lights up. Boom. I'm assuming it has something to do with life. I'm hoping that isn't the end of Sparky, but if it is, holy shit. Meaningful, impactful, a very strong fatherly moment, a man sacrificing himself, realizing that he was wrong, and there's something he can do, that something he can bring to this, a former soldier, something he can bring to this war to help make it better, to help keep people safe. And so he makes the ultimate sacrifice. Maybe, I don't know how he even did this and why it did that. Maybe we'll find out later. The mystery is fine for now. Optimus Prime is like, holy shit.
Optimus Prime literally says, and I promise I will protect your son.
Yep. You will not be forgotten. I promise I will protect your son. I will protect the whole earth. And then he just wakes up. He's like, boom. He just starts murking motherfuckers again. He's just going around. He literally goes up to Devastator right here and yanks a motherfucker's finger off. Just tears his whole finger off. And he's like, my hair.
That's Optimus Prime. I will protect
Optimus
the whole
Prime
earth. Right there.
Picks up his gun and just starts murking with his gun, with Megatron's gun, just mowing these sumbitches down left and right, dude. The girl takes Starscream's gun and shoots him with it, shoots him with his own fucking gun. Like, damn, girl.
The thing that I'll mention here with the story, because later on it's revealed toward the very end that Spike, the main male hero, survived getting shot, but then goes into the other problem. So basically, now what I promise, basically how it kind of wraps up in for a little bit. The main girl lost her dad. The main male lost his dad. Both main heroes lost their dads.
Yep.
One died to Starscream. The other died sacrificing himself for the greater good, like a soldier would, you know?
Yep. Dude, it's all good stuff. And then Optimus is here shooting the gun at Devastator. Like, as he drives away, Devastator's losing his shit. And then, where is it here? Like, he comes at him. He's, give me your best shot. And he just, like, fucking takes the weight of Devastator, lifts and redirects Devastator's energy, like a little bit of a kung fu move, but if you know any sort of martial arts or fighting style,
I'm black.
and
We
then
only shoot
boom,
with guns.
dumps Devastator onto Starscream. Like fucking dude.
He just did a
Dude.
rock bottom on his.
Oh yeah, dude. Like seriously, all the Constructicons come apart. They dip out. Yeah, like you said, he's talking to Starscream. He's like, Starscream, I desire peace.
Soundwave.
I desire peace. Or yeah, Soundwave. Sorry, Soundwave. I'm fucking it up. But I am no fool. And then Starscream drags him away. And yeah, that's where Spike wakes up and is like, "Where's my dad?" It's like, dude,
Hits you right in the fields.
good, great characterization of the humans and the robots, which we've never had. I've never had it. You've never had that, but in this book, there's never been as good characterization of both humans and robots than this book. He got the whole thing the whole way around. You got all of the imagery you wanted as a massive Transformers fan. You got the characters you wanted, maybe not all of them, but you got Devastator right away in a great in-scene battle. Those first 6 issues were written to put this together perfectly. This reads perfectly. This is a perfect first volume. No filler, no bullshit, just all good story.
It's such an emotionally gripping story.
It was very emotionally gripping. You got a real villain.
Great, yeah.
A real villain.
Not just a real villain. A subverted expectations of what you normally would think when it comes to Transformers, only for the other guy you don't necessarily think he's always going to be that guy. No, Starscream was that guy. A lot of people think he's just always Megatron second hand.
More that guy.
He's the because most people think he's like the whiny second hand. He's a bitch usually. No, guy. I'm not even close.
No, they made him more that guy than I remember him being in a long time.
He's never been that guy.
As a real villain.
He was only ever that guy in like Transformers Armada, and even then he was still a bitch.
Yeah. You know? No, dude. This shit here, that was very stirring. The shit Starscream did and the shit Daniel Warren Johnson put out in the first 6 issues was strong, was well defined. You got not just good characterization of Starscream, you got great characterization of Starscream. You got somebody who understood what Starscream would be unbridled by Megatron's overwhelming persona. Like, this is Starscream, unleashed upon the Decepticons and the Autobots. And he's fucked up. He's completely fucked up.
And then him killing Duke's friend that we see in that cameo scene even sets up for another character to hate the Decepticons inadvertently.
Yep. Oh, dude.
He thinks humans are weak and pathetic. And why would he not? He's obviously bigger, stronger.
I'm going to tell you right now, it sets up a lot more than you actually think that it does. And when you get through this, you'll understand what I mean. But yeah, it sets up a lot. This is very sequential. Void Rivals sets up Transformers mildly. Transformers sets up G.I. Joe majorly.
And when I was reading this, I was messaging you. I was like, "Man, this is too good." Honestly, guys, I felt when after I finished reading, I was like, "Damn, we didn't do it on Wednesday because this was so fucking good." I will say this right now for anyone that has been on the fence about this series, like I mentioned earlier in this review, buy this. I could not even more give you a harder, well thought out recommendation for this series. And if you don't like this, I don't think I can trust your opinion on Campos, honestly. But hey, it's all subjective. But
no, dude,
if you were on the fence, I'm triple downing on this book. Grab this. This will be worth your time, honestly. And what's really interesting is that it did do the things that people thought. It just did them in a really good way. People thought, they subvert expectations. People thought that they would do what they kill off popular characters. No, I'm not joking. They do those things. But the thing is that the story is written in a way where not only is it gripping, is it emotional, the dialogue's great, the pacing is great, the action is good. those stakes that are created from killing off those popular characters like Jetfire and Bumblebee
real
matter
fucking stakes, dude.
towards you
Huge.
hating Starscream. No, now normally you'd be like, oh, I don't know about killing off. As people know, for me, I don't really like when they do that because that can lead to, because down the road when you kind of need those characters, you don't have them. So I don't know later on down the road for this universe if they maybe would have been able to use Bumblebee or Jetfire, but them getting killed off immediately made the stakes go from like, okay, this is probably kind of serious to, oh, this shit just hit the fan. This guy's actually, he really wants to wipe you off the face of the earth, honestly, you know?
Yep.
So,
no, dude, absolutely. And it's, like you were saying earlier about saving the whole industry. I don't think that this can do that. But what they are doing, what Skybound is doing, what Kirkman is doing, what the people writing these books is doing, they are saving these IPs for sure. They're developing something here that will re-engage fans in these properties. But moreover, the one thing I can say that they're doing writ large for the industry at scale is they're showing the rest of the industry that strong, independent male role models, and even if he's a robot, he's still a male robot. There's women robots and male robots. Either way, there can be
call her a girl.
Strong. I know, right? Strong male characters in the lead, who lead teams, who lead people, who are not necessarily the key to everything, but it is their story. They're not
what's
subverted
also a
in
really
the story.
good part of that book you were talking about? The one, oh my goodness, the part where tension builds up so big to the point where they don't know if Optimus is a good or bad guy. He knew that and understood that, and he didn't take his anger out on them because they shot through his arm and hurt him. He was like, "Hey, I gotta save my friend."
He redirected that anger to fucking beat the shit out of Skywarp with his own arm.
That's like, what a great hero character does. And man,
and you
I
get
don't know
that. You'll get that with Duke, dude. You will get that kind of heroism with him. And there are no women or girls who are the key to everything in here. Oh. These men in these books aren't even subverted. They get to be strong, independent leaders, showing positive masculinity, positive aspects of being a man, as a hero, as an American, even though you get some like governmental conspiracy stuff, which is cool. You got that shit in the old Joe too. They just, you get it here and it's good still. And but you also still have female characters like Arcee, who is able to contribute significantly and positively to the overall story while still just being a woman who wasn't the key to everything. She showed up, she made an important save. She was integral to that part of the story. She was important to the story without having to be everything that the story was. And you can say the same about some of the female characters in this book. So what's impressive here, what should ring out to the industry here is you can do this. You can make a good, old-fashioned man of action comic book story good, and people will want it and read it.
Yeah.
You can do this shit.
You the fact that if the right person has the right ideas for a universe, gets the right people involved, the people, Daniel Warren Johnson, the guy who's clearly knows a lot about Transformers as a property. You can tell just through dialogue and how he has the characters speak to each other, how the Autobots interact, how the Decepticons interact. That's why you get people that are knowledgeable on the franchise, because he would automatically understand and know what really generally goes on. I'm not saying you can't get someone that doesn't know, but you should probably hedge your bets on someone that does know the property. Just saying, it's always a good thing. And I don't know if you're gonna go back to full screen as we close the rest of the review out, but I'll ask you closing thoughts on Transformers Volume 1, Robots in Disguise from Skybound.
A great story.
Comics.
Solid number 2 in my top 3, top 5, wherever of the year so far. We'll see where it gets. There's another issue. Maybe Volume 2 is better.
That's crazy to think about. That's actually insane to think about, that the Volume 2 could be even better than that. Shit.
Could be better. We'll see. Who knows? Right now, this is the only stuff that I'm keeping up with any consistency. I'm down for all of it. I'm waiting to hear what you have to say about Scarlet before I invest in that trade.
I'm going to
right
tell you
now,
it's the best thing ever, so you can just buy it weekly with me.
Now I'll buy
it's
the
the
trade.
best thing ever since sliced bread. I love Telly,
dude,
Gail, Simone, Connick.
I'm already in these trades like 4 issues deep. I want to collect them like this because I want it to, I want the look. I want them there. They're going to look good. But if you say the first couple issues were all right, I'll get the trade on discount on Amazon. But really, like, this is all building to GI Joe in November. So
yeah, because they announced GI Joe #1's coming out. That's outselling anything Marvel, DCE, and IDW.
Probably pick up the first issue of that so we can review it.
Yeah,
but everything else, I'm gonna get the trade later.
Will probably just be trades. Yeah, because it's the reason why I would still wait for Volume 2, guys. Not because I think the story gets worse. I've heard to the contrary.
Better read.
It's just as good
altogether, man. I like having that whole complete story there.
But I do want to be involved in the story of the right now too. That's the conflict when something's this good. You know? So basically you just could wait to binge it later on at the end of the year, or you could choose to kind of just get it right now. It's kind of depends on what you personally like. And to be fair, it is a lot more easier collecting stuff in trade. That way you want to do a reading order video. It's easier to do them with trades, and it is like single issues actually.
Yeah.
But yeah, Daniel Warren Johnson, Mike Spencer put together an absolute banger. Everyone who was involved with this, from Robert Kirkman down, really, really cared about the property and just delivered an awesome story. Emotional, the dialogue's great, the pacing's great, the writing is awesome, the characterizations are cool, the villains are awesome, human characters are not useless, or what the typical caricature of human characters would be for properties like this. They're usually just worthless characters that don't matter at all, and they're usually pretty annoying. And actually, the storylines are just plain boring with them for the most part. It's not the case here. Expectations are subverted, but it's meaningless in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah.
They do kill off some important characters, like we mentioned earlier, but as the series goes on, you're like, oh, okay, this is what makes the tension even stronger, is that they went that far and killed them off, but it's not going to impact the story to the point where you're like, oh, I got to say, fuck this. You are invested from every point of it. I guess, of course, Megatron's not here. Starscream does the fantastic job of being the main villain of the story. Even more better. This characters did a lot of bad stuff, and hopefully later on there's going to be a Starscream Redemption issue #1 coming in 2030.
Oh, God.
I'll be like, oh hell. Imagine that.
No thanks.
Smashing humans like flies
Let him
and
just
going
be
to I'm redemptive.
Villain.
I'm a good guy now. It's like, fuck off, you piece of shit.
Let him just be a villain, damn it.
Well, yeah. Overall, great story. The next thing, okay, so at the time I was recording this review for Transformers Volume 1, Robots in Disguise, depending on when I do my comic book haul, if I can find my Duke Volume 1, Knowing Is Half the Battle, we'll do that on the Wednesday coming up. But if I can't find that, then we'll do the Deadpool Wolverine World WW2 issue 2 review. Then we'll do that. So depending on what I'll find out of my comic book haul, I should be able to get it. I ordered Duke the day it dropped, and I did order Void Rivals and Cobra Commander. So obviously it would make sense now just to wait for the trade for Volume 2, but I want to wait for trade 2, but whatever. It'll be so much more sweeter when it comes. It's like getting home and your wife just made you like pumpkin pie, mashed potatoes, chicken, and then you caught her having sex with Tyrone in your bedroom, eating your mashed potatoes and pie. I don't know where I was going with that.
Yeah, you got lost in that shit.
Almost left off with a banger, honestly. But yeah, man. Thank you guys for checking out this video. Make sure to subscribe to Professor Savage at YouTube channel, linked in the description box below. Also follow him on Twitter. And as I always say, thank you guys for checking out me looking at my wife have sex with Tyrone. I'm kidding, guys. I have to entertain you. I'm MSK, Master Swag King, and make sure if you are a returning viewer or new viewer, subscribe to the channel if you have not already. Leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it. Comment down below. Also, make sure to hit the notification bell. That way, you guys can get notified on whenever I upload a brand new video or go live. I'm MSK, aka Master Swag King. I'm signing out, guys. Deuces. Peace. Wow. Got about a good. Man, it was awesome. XD
Whap,
Cap.
whap, whap.
What do you mean it was Cap? What do you mean? Oh, also on here, if you're into reading recommendations, they have them at the bottom of the book. I am getting Birthright. That's the one that caught my eye, but hey, previously did the books. Awesome. Yeah, so I will put this away as a book that we did, and then I gotta do some other stuff. Oh, there's so much stuff to read, guys. There's so much shit. And like I've said before, I'll be able to do like solo reviews by myself too, because we don't always have the same shit, obviously, But it's oh Lord, guys, it is comics are a lot. Let's just say that. All that vid was. What did Chloe? Stop it!
What's up, Chloe?
Chloe,
How
you
you
came
doing?
back. Chloe, you came back to me after I was your iPhone experience. I'm not even a monitor. We're not even good enough to be monitor experiences, people.
She can be my iPhone experience.
Oh, yeah, man. Today's been certainly one of the days of all time. And I want to make sure I point this out. Why did I see Chris Gore in a Leia cosplay and I saw part of his ass cheeks?
He does that.
That was I could have lived life knowing that was never a thing.
It's been a thing for a while. You've just missed it.
Lois, Barry, what's up? How you doing, buddy?
What's up, Lois?
Lois, are you married to Peter? Sorry, I had to do that. Sydney Sweeney over Kat Dennings. What the fuck? Kat Dennings is that's a weird lady. Okay. Okay. Before we head out, we'll be heading out in like 5 minutes. Give me literally 1 second. There's a comic book on Fund My Comic called The Pumpkin Prince from Just Call Me Insane. If you guys want to back it, Just Call Me Insane's an awesome lady. We've did one-on-ones on this show, but obviously you have to watch on Rumble for that. And keep in mind, when I'm saying to binge the episodes on Rumble, that doesn't mean you have to follow. You can just watch them all in order, or whatever episode we did from episodes 1 through 499 that were uncensored before we brought the show to YouTube. Obviously, the Pumpkin Prince. She's not done with her funding goal yet. She's about $400 off yet. About a month and some change to go through. Honestly, not the hugest fan of this art style. This is her first ever comic book, so go and give her some love if you choose to do so. Right there.
Yes, check it out. Interesting.
Yes. I remember she's pro-capitalism, so she should have said pro. I told her if you had said pro-Palestine, you would have got so much non-support. You would have got all the retweets.
But she would have got a lot of leftist support.
We'll talk about this more tomorrow. It came out earlier today, dude, that the Hawk 2 girl, whatever the fucking thing she did, she's gonna get a reality TV series based around her.
Of course she is. You just got to go viral.
I wonder what that
go viral right now, MSK.
I wonder what that season finale is going to be. Her doing that Hawk 2 moment at the end of the series and it's over. God, I wonder what that season finale is going to be.
That's going to be the whole series for her.
A girl that basically
every episode just spitting on a dick.
Oh shit! All right,
an OnlyFans reality show.
OnlyFans. I don't sub to that. I have standards,
and it's free everywhere else.
I'm a Christian. I go to church. No, I haven't been to church in fucking years, honestly. Is she gonna be spitting on some things? How do I apply to?
I don't know, Walter.
Oh no, man. She might be doing applications. Yeah. I know you said you got to head out after the review. It went a little bit longer than we thought, but I longer the better, right, in my opinion. If you're thrusting into a girl and making her blow a load, then it's always better to do it much longer because she gets more satisfied.
Blow the load, not
Chloe.
Her.
What? You have me as a fan. What? No, you're the best female viewer we have here, obviously.
Chloe
you
can
know?
be my fan.
No.
Come to my chats, Chloe.
Chloe is mine. I like to keep her locked in a cage, honestly.
Yeah.
Imagine that. A black guy keeping a wig. Woo! The stories for that would be just insane. Man, this girl is hot. All right, and anything else you want to say before we head out? Actually,
no, dude. I'm looking forward to the rest of what Kirkman's Energon universe has to show us. Looking forward to see what Void Rivals has, and yeah, I'm looking forward to see what they do with YuGiOh. Man, they're doing a lot of setup for it, so I'm hoping it's big. Hoping it's good.
I know I read rumors that he's only contracted to do like up to the 12th issue or whatever, or like the first 15 or whatever. They got
to put money on him. They do.
I'll be honest here. If someone comes in and they wreck whatever he did, that is going to be quite potentially one of the biggest modern flops for comic books in a long time. Just keep in mind. Skybound, whatever his name is, fucking Robert Kirkman, just pay the guy on, extend his contract, please. Or maybe they're waiting to see how the rest of the sales pan out for Transformers, whatever. But just whoever you hire after that guy better be fucking good. That ain't accepting nothing lower than A tier quality on this title. So if you give me Tom King and Zeb Wells, that's a automatic buy. Help me out of here. I'm sleep deprived because he refuses to put batteries in a smoke detector. Okay. Now she's just fucking with me. Thanks for carrying another Sunday Funday stream, Savage Dad. This was great. Wow. But yes, tomorrow.
Glad to be here. Helping out.
Tomorrow, Monday Mayhem. We'll have 2 podcast episodes tomorrow. I didn't get my big one earlier this week because stuff happened, so I got to reschedule for that one. I might, maybe. Depends on how I feel. Thank you guys for checking out this episode of the Iron Man podcast. The gaming channel is quite literally ready to go now. I won't be able to stream live on it due to a technical reason, so I'll have to upload the VODs and just premiere them as a stream. I'll explain it later when I do the first video for a welcome video. So I'm doing a welcome video for the YuGiOh channel, welcome video for the gaming channel. I already have ideas for how the content's going to play out. Just got to get the YuGiOh channel set up to stream Master Duel, and I know I can do that. But outside of that, yeah, more comic book channels content is dropping. Like I said before, when it comes to like news, depending on how good or bad it is, the news for that might end up over there. It just depends, honestly. Like news kind of just, we're like a news channel for the main ones. We kind of just do it better here. I want to keep that for like discussions and reviews mostly. But yeah, you guys are awesome. Thank you for checking out this episode of the Iron Man podcast. We'll see you guys